Am I in the air?
Well, all right. What is going down, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? This is your one-stop shop for all the latest and the greatest when it comes to entertainment news, television, movies, non-spoiler reviews. You come right here to Am I on the Air on a week-by-week basis. It is season 28, episode 26, and tonight's show is titled Hollywood is a Killer. We're going to be breaking down the news from the 4th of July through today, July 9th. That is right. We got 3 non-spoiler movie reviews for you. No new television shows this week. I'm just still binging through all the other million shows that I watch. So nothing new has come across the docket as of this week. But like I said, 3 new movies. And then, of course, the news of the week. So strap on in and let's get her going. First new movie of the week, got to the theater and checked out MaXXXine. And I was looking really forward to this one because the trailers were fantastic. But I would be lying if I didn't say I had a little bit of trepidation because this is a third movie in a trilogy that I don't really care for. So I kind of did it to myself, right? I'm kind of walking into this being like, I don't know, man, hoping for the best. But I was really wowed by the trailer. The couple trailers that came out for this movie, I was like, this looks really good. And I'm down to give it a shot. Now, of course, when I say a trilogy, it's directed by T. West. And he came out a couple years ago with a movie called X, and it starred Mia Goth as she played a character named Maxine Minx. In that movie, you had Brittany Snow, you had Jenna Ortega. It was a group of kids, and they were porn stars, and they went out to this farm to shoot this porno, and there was this crazy killer lady that just started murdering everybody. Maxine takes place several years later as she's picking up the pieces of her life and trying to move on after this massacre, right? The second movie in the franchise was a movie named Pearl, which was a prequel movie that was about that crazy old lady that was killing everybody in X, and we get to see her origin story. But Pearl was played by Mia Goth in that movie as well. And then we have MaXXXine. So we had X, Pearl, and then MaXXXine. So we have this trilogy that takes place all in the same world with kind of the same characters. What I loved about MaXXXine was that it takes place in the 80s. It's like 1985. I can't remember if exactly it was 1985 or 1986, but it's in the 80s. And, you have the music and you got the style. And I did love the way this movie looked. This movie looked like it truly came out of the 80s. And I really dug the vibe. And you got Mia Goth back as Maxine Minx. This was the most stacked movie when it comes to a cast. You got Elizabeth Debicki in this thing, Michelle Monaghan, Bobby Cannavale, Halsey, Lily Collins, Giancarlo Esposito, and Kevin Bacon. I mean, man, this thing was stacked. And this one, like I said, 1980s Hollywood adult film star and aspiring actress Maxine Minx finally gets her big break, but a mysterious killer stalks the starlets of Hollywood, and a trail of blood threatens to reveal her sinister past. So, if you guys watched my quick thoughts video review, you know how I feel about this movie. And I'm going to repeat, the night that I saw Maxine, I came home and I'm looking through Twitter and I'm kind of filtering through some reviews and seeing what people are thinking. And I came across one tweet from a guy, and it said, Maxine dot dot dot. Well, it wasn't bad. And it had a gif of Seth Meyers kind of being like, and I was like, oh my God, this tweet fully sums up how I feel. When I walked out of MaXXXine, I said to myself, I didn't mind seeing it. I didn't regret seeing it, but I'm also very disappointed. I didn't feel like it was the movie I wanted it to be. I felt like the trailer was promising me a totally different movie than what we really got. It had moments of greatness where I was like, oh, yeah, this movie's going to be tight. And then it just swerves and goes a different direction. The ending of the movie sucks. The whole third act is really whack. The payoff, the reveal of things is stupid. And it was just a letdown. But at the end of the day, like I said, I didn't regret seeing it. I think this is probably the best movie of the trilogy. And, but it's still a letdown at the end of the day because I expected so much more. I didn't like X. I didn't even watch Pearl because it just looked so bad. So I walked out being like, all right, Maxine gives me a little bit of a spark to try to revisit this franchise. So the night I saw Maxine, I came home and I said, I'm going to watch Pearl. I put Pearl on, and within the first 20, 30 minutes, I was so bored off my ass. Horrible movie. I couldn't even finish it. I shut it off. I don't know if I'll go back to finish it. I just didn't like Pearl at all. I think I will try to go back and watch X again and see if I feel any differently now that I've kind of seen the follow up to the Maxine character. But this trilogy, man, just, a lot of people wow it out in the industry, but it just didn't do it for me. So, but at the end of the day, it's not a bad movie. It's not. I know it sounds like I'm being very negative about it, but it's not a real bad movie. So at the end of the day, I still give Maxine a 3 out of 5. I think it was good. It just could have been great. And they dropped the ball, unfortunately. So 3 out of 5 for Maxine. Then I went back to the theater over the weekend, took my daughter, and we went and saw Despicable Me 4. So despicable. Gru is back, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, Gru and Lucy and the girls, Margot, Edith, Agnes. They welcome a new member of the Gru family, Gru Jr., who is intent on tormenting his dad. Meanwhile, Gru faces a new nemesis in MaXXXine and his femme fatale girlfriend Valentina, forcing the family to go on the run. So, of course, Steve Carell back as Gru, Kristen Wiig back as his wife. Joey King pops up in this one. Will Ferrell is the voice of the villain in this one. Sofia Vergara is the voice of Valentina, who was awesome. Miranda Cosgrove in this thing. Um, the voices are great. What I'll say, man, is if you've seen one Despicable Me movie, you've seen them all. That's my problem with this franchise is they all blend together. I don't feel like any Despicable Me stands out over another Despicable Me. They're all pretty much the same thing. It's Gru, yeah, I'm very despicable, doing his thing, and the minions, Beto, 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 walking around. So, but I'll tell you, I don't know, man. The kid in me kind of digs these movies. Like they're fun. They're not the greatest thing in the world, but they're always fun and they always put a smile on my face. I like the Minions. I think they're silly, cool little characters and they make the movies fun. So we went and saw Despicable Me 4. It's silly, it's over the top, but Will Ferrell was great as the villain. Sofia Vergara was great as the villain's girlfriend. And of course, the minions grew everybody great in their respectable roles. Had another fun time with this one, man. It's Despicable Me 4. Like I said, you've seen one, you've seen them all. It fits the mold. It doesn't sway too far off the beaten path, and it does its thing. So, from a kid's perspective, kids movie, my daughter loved it. We had a good time. Despicable Me 4, we'll give 4. How about we got to do that, right? Despicable Me 4 has got to get 4 stars, right? So why not? It was a fun time for a kids movie. Lots of good little jokes in there for the adults as well. So there you go. And then my third film is heading on over to the streaming side of things. We clicked on the Netflix and we watched A Family Affair. This one here is a rom-com starring Nicole Kidman, Zac Efron, and Joey King. Kathy Bates pops up in this one as well. And this one here is a pretty simple premise. You got Zac Efron playing this world famous actor, right? He's very conceited, he's very into himself, he's a very, very famous dude. and Joey King plays his assistant. And they end up getting in a fight one night, and she quits on him, and he goes to apologize, and he bumps into Nicole Kidman, who is Joey King's mom, and he ends up being very smitten with her, and they come to this place for magic. After that, they end up hooking up, and they end up falling for each other, and Joey King's not happy about that because that's her mom, and she's with the dude that she hates and doesn't have respect for, and we're off to the races, right? So this is a very standard rom-com kind of movie. What I do like is the chemistry between the three leads. I thought all three of them, Nicole Kidman, Zac Efron, Joey King, do a great job, especially Joey King. She's really, really good in this. And the first half of the movie, I was really, really digging this one. I thought it was really funny, really solid. The second half of the movie just becomes such a standard rom-com kind of thing that it just felt kind of blah after that. But at the end of the day, I still had a fun little time with this one. Gave me some laughs. It was a fun little story, and I think it's worth the watch on Netflix. So I would give A Family Affair 3 out of 5 stars. So that's the three new movies, guys. We got MaXXXine now in theaters, 3 out of 5 stars. Despicable Me 4 now in theaters, 4 out of 5 stars. And A Family Affair over on Netflix, 3 out of 5 stars. And I do want to shout out, I know I reviewed it on last week's episode, but the day I dropped last week's episode was the day I watched the movie. And now that it's been out for a week, I want to shout out Beverly Hills Cop Axel F once again. Yes, I reviewed it on last week's episode, so I'm not going to review it again, but I do want to shout it out and say, hey, if you hadn't seen it yet, it's time to do that Newton dance and get on over there and check out Axel F. It's a really fun time, action comedy. Um, Eddie Murphy is doing his thing, and it's hilarious, and I had a blast with it. So go check that out on Netflix. It's already a big hit for Netflix, #1 streaming movie of last week, and go show it some love. All right, guys, that is the movie stuff. Like I said, nothing new on the TV side because I'm still binging things. Just watched the new Acolyte earlier tonight. Very disappointed because it was a flashback episode again. There was only 2 episodes left in the Acolyte, and we wasted another episode on a flashback. It's ridiculous. I know what they were trying to do. There was one cool scene in it, but not really needed. Presumed Innocent, still cranking along, loving that show over on Apple TV Plus. Binging through a lot of different shows right now, but nothing new to really get into. So we'll switch on over to the box office. Coming in at number 10 is The Fall Guy. Number 9 is The Bike Riders, which hit VOD today. Number 8 is Kaliki 2898 AD. Number 7 is Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. Number 6, Horizon American Saga Chapter 1, which hits VOD next week, which is crazy. The movie's only been out for 2 weeks. It's already hitting VOD next week. Number 5, Bad Boys Ride or Die. Number 4 was the debut of MaXXXine, bringing in 6.7 million. Number 3 was A Quiet Place Day 1. Number 2 was Inside Out 2. So after 3 weeks of number 1, it falls to number 2 because number 1 is Despicable Me 4. So despicable. Um, Bringing in $75 million in its 3-day debut. And if you count in the July 4th weekend, it made over $120 million. So very, very big hit. Animation killing it right now at the box office between Inside Out and Despicable Me 4. Garfield did really good. And then we had what was the other one? Oh, Kung Fu Panda 4. So lots of big hits this year for animation, man. Kids love going to the movies. So that's what we got at the box office. Congratulations to Despicable Me 4. Now let's get on over to our news of the week. Elite Season 8 trailer has officially dropped for Netflix's long-running teen drama. And this, of course, is the last season of Elite. Season 8. Check out the trailer. We have the trailer for Bloody Mary Origins. Oh, actually, no, I don't have the trailer for it because this is just an announcement. So, Bloody Mary Origins has been announced that they are going to move forward with it, and Final Destination creator Jeffrey Reddick is the one putting it together. Godzilla X Kong The New Empire is now streaming on Max. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out on Max. Movie made over $570 million at the worldwide box office. Um, the Despicable Me 4 opening. It opened on Independence Day, July 4th, to $27 million. Very big debut for July 4th. Let's see here. Got an article up talking about everything you need to know between Maxine, X, and Pearl. I know I just kind of talked about it, but we got a pretty cool article up breaking all of that down for you, for those of you that are wondering. Matt Reeves' Arkham Asylum TV show is not moving forward over at Max. That's right. The gates to Arkham Asylum are closing. The Matt Reeves produced show for Max, centering on the hospital populated by Batman villains, is no longer moving forward. This show was originally going to be a part of the new James Gunn DC universe, so definitely kind of a bummer here that they've canceled that one out. Brad Pitt's new F1 movie has gotten its official title. The movie's going to be called F1. That's right. So Brad Pitt's F1 movie called F1. And we got a little teaser trailer for it over the weekend. So check that out if you're interested. We got that all posted up. Um, Io Itabiri from The Bear. She has a new sci-fi movie coming out called Omni Loop, and that's going to come out on September 20th. Quiet Place Day One director explains the ending of the film and what characters are still alive, and he says a sequel is absolutely happening. So it looks like we're going to get more spin-offs in the Quiet Place world. Let's see here. Illumination and Universal's Minions franchise isn't getting any worse for the wears. Despicable Me 4 ruled the 4th of July box office with an estimated 5-day opening of 120 million, including that 75 mil from the 3 days. And some sad news, producer John Landau, the Oscar-winning producer who helped bring James Cameron's Titanic and Avatar to the big screen, passed away at the age of 63. Very, very sad here. You don't hear about a lot of producers' names, but John Landau was a name that I knew. He was a very big name in Hollywood, has produced some of the biggest box office hits that are out there, and very sad news at the age of 63. So very, very sad, very, very sorry, and our thoughts and prayers are out to his family and friends. Amazon's Cross adaptation, that's right, is finally got a release date over on Prime Video. We have a new trailer, and it comes out November 14th. That is for the Alex Cross series that Prime Video is doing, so check that out November 14th. We have a new poster for the Crow remake, which looks pretty cool. I kind of dig it. Seen some people make fun of it and say it looks very CW-ish, and it kind of does a little bit, but I kind of like it, so it's pretty cool there. Let's see here. So Despicable Me 4 actually finalized the 4th of July weekend with 122.6 million over those 5 days. The new F1 movie we just talked about is directed by Joseph Kosinski, who did Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. It stars Brad Pitt, and it's going to hit theaters next summer on June 27th. So keep an eye out for that. Paramount and the Skydance deal looks like it's going to be a done deal, man. This was in negotiations a while ago that Skydance was going to try to merge and or buy out Paramount, and then talks fell through. Then they started back up again, and now they're saying it's nearing the finish line as a board of special committee is going to sign off on the project. So we'll see what ends up happening here, man. But it looks like Paramount might be sold off to Skydance, and then we got to wait and see what happens with Paramount Plus. That's for sure. Lady Gaga earning early praise as Harley Quinn. The casting director says she will blow your mind when you see the movie. So that's very cool, man. I'm excited about that. She's definitely a big reason why I'm excited for Joker 2. We have the new poster for Agatha all along. That's right. We have the first poster for it. September 18th is when this show hits Disney Plus from Marvel Television. It's going to be a 2-episode premiere, September 18th. And then along with that poster, Marvel dropped the trailer. That's right. I really dug it. It looks cool. It looks creepy. It looks funny. And I love Catherine Hahn. I really enjoyed her as Agatha. I'm a person that doesn't really understand why she got her own show, but at the same time, I don't want to hate on it because I believe in it. I believe they had a thought and a concept, and they got Catherine Hahn once again. So why not? That makes me excited, and I'm down to check it out. So, yeah, this Halloween season, Agatha Harkness returning once again September 18, 2 episodes. Keep an eye out for that. All right, chugging along. Devil Wears Prada. There's a sequel in the works. That's right. The original screenwriter, Aline Brosh McKenna, is in talks to pen a follow up. No deals for the cast are in place yet. This is very, very early word, but they are working on something. So you might get that Devil Wears Prada too. Holly Berry, along with Glenn Close, are set to star with Kim Kardashian in the new Hulu legal drama that is coming from Ryan Murphy. Skydance founder discusses a culture of fostering creativity if they acquire Paramount. So they are open to doing some great stuff, and that is pretty exciting there. Garfield movie has hit digital today, so there you go. If you missed this one in the theater, Chris Pratt voicing the Fat Cat, hitting VOD today. Lots of movies hitting VOD today. We had Garfield, we had the Bike Riders, Planet of the Apes, the new Planet of the Apes. So lots of stuff hitting VOD today. And Ryan Reynolds' movie If has hit streaming. As of today, it is on Paramount Plus. So if you missed If in the theaters, you can now stream it for free on Paramount Plus. We have the Unstable Season 2 trailer for Rob Lowe's Netflix comedy, so check that out. Doug Lyman says that him and Tom Cruise still talk about doing that Edge of Tomorrow sequel. He says they are kind of stalled out right now, but every couple months they get together, they talk about ideas, and it's just about scheduling, getting the right idea down, and getting that shooting window. So don't give up hope yet. They do want to still do Edge of Tomorrow too. Abigail. I love Abigail. I actually just purchased this movie on Fandango today, and but Abigail's going to be hitting streaming on Peacock very soon, in about 10 days, July 19th. You'll be able to check out Abigail. Unsolved Mysteries Volume 4 is coming to Netflix, and we have the new trailer for that one. My Spy, The Eternal City, is hitting streaming on Prime Video July 18th, and we have an exclusive little clip from the movie up on our Twitter page. Um, let's see here. The Morning Show has officially started production on season 4, so check out some first look photos there. Futurama season 12 has got a new trailer, so check that out. Skydance has announced the taking over of Paramount Global, so we're another step forward there on that. Um, this weekend is the new horror film Longlegs. I'm gonna go see it on Friday night. I'm very excited. I don't know what to expect about this movie because it looks super creepy and they've been very secretive. But they put out a really cool video yesterday. Micah Monroe, who is the lead actress in the movie, they recorded her heart rate. Her heart rate rose to 170 BPM when she first saw Nicolas Cage in costume in Longlegs. The movie sits at 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of people saying it is the scariest movie of all time. I don't know what to expect, but this clip they show of when she sees Nicolas Cage's character for the first time, which they block out, you don't get to see what he looks like, but they recorded her heart rate, and she was that terrified that her resting heart rate, which is normally 76, rose to 170 in this scene. So check out the video. It's pretty cool. We have the new poster for Gladiator, Gladiator 2. So check out that poster. And as of this morning, the trailer dropped. That's right, from director Ridley Scott. The new trailer for Gladiator 2, starring Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, Connie Nielsen, Joseph Quinn, and Fred Hetchinger, has dropped. The trailer is pretty fantastic. It hits theaters on November 22nd. And check this one out, man. This is a direct sequel to Gladiator with Russell Crowe. And a lot of people were writing this movie off, but it looks pretty damn epic. And it's a very solid trailer. So check that out if you haven't seen it yet. I know a lot of people have been waiting for me to break this news, and here I am to let you know, long live Shrek. That's right, DreamWorks Animation has officially announced that Shrek 5 is in development. This is official. In development with a release date, July 1st, 2026. So we got to wait a couple more years, but it's coming, guys. July 1st, 2026. The original Shrek stars Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz are all confirmed to return. So there you go. Got your cast back, got the movie set, and it is confirmed July 1st, 2026. Get ready for Shrek 5. Paramount Plus's next Taylor Sheridan series has some first look photos and a premiere date. That's right, the show is called Landman, and it's going to be hitting on November 17th. Marvel Animation has tapped Matthew Chauncey to write season 3 of X-Men 97. Richard E. Grant and Tom Ellis are the latest additions to Netflix's The Thursday Murder Club, which is a new movie based on the beloved novel series by Richard Osman. Ellen Pompeo is set to return for more episodes of Grey's Anatomy next season, so she will be back in a bigger capacity. NBC has announced some return dates for SVU season 26, Chicago shows, The Voice, and a whole bunch more, so check that out if you're interested. Are you ready for the end of The Conjuring? I sure as hell am. The end of The Conjuring story is now in sight. New Line Cinema has set a September 5th, 2025 release date, so just about a year away. The untitled fourth Conjuring movie, which is studio is billing as the finale of the main set of films. So there you go, there with Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. This is the end of it. I'm very hit and miss with this series. I didn't like the first one. I liked the second one. I didn't like the third one. So maybe I'll like this one. So the odds are in my favor on this new one, but hopefully they do go out with a bang. So end of The Conjuring, September 5th, 2025. Jennifer Lawrence is set to star in a new A24 movie called Why Don't You Love Me? Neon has released a new trailer for Mother's Instinct, starring Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain. I was very shocked to see there was a new trailer for this movie because I thought this movie came out like 2 years ago. I remember seeing a trailer for this a long time ago, and I thought this movie had already came and went, but I guess it hasn't, and it's coming out later this month. So there you go. Phil Lord and Chris Miller are set to produce a new live action movie called Crumble from director Brian Duffield, and this is for the studio Leica, which was the stop motion studio. So they're going to finally do some live action stuff. Sam Worthington, along with Google Mbatha Raw, are set to join Aaron Taylor Johnson and Theo James in the new heist thriller called Fuse. Lisa Kudrow plays a Jolly Robber leader in the new Time Bandits trailer, which is coming soon to Apple TV Plus. Looks pretty cute. Joe Rogan is set to perform a live comedy special over on Netflix called Burn the Boats. The end is near. We have the new final season trailer for The Umbrella Academy, which hits Netflix on August 8th. So check out that trailer. Sam Raimi is going to be directing a new horror movie called Send Help over at 20th Century Studios. We have the trailer for The Wasp, which is a new film starring Naomi Harris and Natalie Dormer. It's a new thriller film. Polly Pocket movie is no longer being directed by Lena Dunham. She has said she just doesn't have it in her to make this movie anymore, and she's moved off the project. So we'll see if they end up continuing on with this one or not. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F tops Netflix movie chart with 41 million views in its debut week. Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man Noir series has added new girls Lamorne Morris to the cast as Robbie Robertson. I love Lamorne Morris. He is awesome. He is great in everything he pops up in. And this gets me really excited to know that he's going to be in Spider-Man Noir. And on top of that, they have confirmed, we talked about it, I think, on last week's episode, that Brendan Gleeson was rumored to be the villain. He is now confirmed to be in the new show. Dance Moms is getting a reboot, and we have your first look trailer for the new Hulu reboot, so check that out. Candace Cameron Bure and Cameron Matheson are set to star in Jingle Bells, Wedding Bells for the Great American Family channel. And Kevin Costner's Horizon American Saga is set to hit digital on demand next week. They got to get this out to the peeps, man. People didn't go to the theater to see it. Maybe they'll watch it at home, but they got to get more eyes on this thing because part 2 is about to drop next month, which is crazy because this movie is a massive bomb. It's only made like $20 million worldwide on a over $100 million budget. So hopefully going to digital after just 2 weeks of release will get them some more eyes on it. And on that note, my friends, we did it. That is our show already. Yes, we did it in under 30 minutes, which is kind of insane. But we had the 4th of July weekend, so news was pretty dead there for a couple days. So kind of sped things up. So that's it. I'll get you on out of here. Thank you so much for joining me and getting caught up with the latest and the greatest. Our official webpage is amiontheair.com, so make sure you bookmark that. It's got everything you need right there. amiontheair.com. Pretty simple, easy way to share the show with other people. Make sure you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/amiontheair. Follow us on X, simply at Am I on the Air. You can follow me directly at DXDonMega. They're the same handles over on Threads. So if Threads is your thing, search for us over there and give us a follow, man. Why not? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast over on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, um, all the great podcasts. Anywhere you listen, subscribe to us. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us a review. 5 stars. Whatever you need to do, we'd really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on all the other socials like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're on everything. I'm sharing our quick thought video reviews. They originate on TikTok, but I'm sharing them over to YouTube Shorts. They're on Instagram as well too as Reels. So anywhere you want to follow us along, make sure you check out our other social media to be able to see those quick thoughts. I do 60-second mini reviews for all of these movies to let you know what I thought. So check those out, man. Definitely the YouTube channel. Make sure you bookmark that. Subscribe to us on YouTube, because you have all the podcast episodes on there, all the special video reviews we do on there, and now the video shorts are on there as well. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. And thank you to our great affiliates, RedDragonsRadio.com and the Pop Culture Pros. Follow on X at Red Dragons Radio, all one word, and Pop Culture _ Pros. Thank you so much for always streaming our show on demand. And that'll do it for me on this Tuesday, July the 9th. I hope you all have an amazing week. Like I said, I'll be checking out Long Legs this weekend. I'm very excited to see what it ends up being. I hope I'm not let down. But have an amazing week. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll talk to you next week. And until next time, y'all, peace. Red Dragon!